fuck, shit, cunt, nigger. Oh, you can't say that. It's against our guidelines and it violates the community.
You're gonna get yourself fired.
Yeah, bitches. It's another fucking segment. Fucking cocksucking sacred. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
I'm Cruise Control.
Yeah. And here we are again.
Yes, we are. We're back in business on a Sunday. I'm in one of those moods where I'm like, I don't have much to shit about, but I'm not really in a great mood. I'm not in a shitty mood, but I am what I am. I can't change what I am.
Man.
I can't change who I am.
Exactly, man. You
God
can't change
damn it.
your mood.
Stop.
You know?
Fucking piece of shit. Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's been a Ma week for me, man. I don't have a Ma myself, really. I mean, but it's just been like, my computer's doing weird shit. My graphics card, it's fucking up on me. It's not really fucking up on me, but it's making a weird noise. Like, it's like the fan comes on all of a sudden. Like, you might even hear it like, during the show where it goes, whirr. You'll probably hear it in a couple of fucking minutes.
Are your how long you had that computer?
Well, it's not the computer; it's a graphics card. I've had the graphics card for about a year, so.
Oh, it shouldn't be.
And I was trying to get the support shit going too, and that was fucking up on me. So.
Fuck, man. Yeah, you are having a momotic week.
But I do have a butt plug to start off with, actually. Now this guy is called Mr. Metokur, and it's Mr. Metokur. You'll like him, man. I think he has some funny ass shit to say about social justice and about fucked up shit. So it's Mr. Metokur, Metokur.
Metokur, okay. Cool,
So check that out. It's he's got this stuff about Marvel. And this is what I guess I'll go into my rant first. This is the random rant of the week.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll do my random rant first.
Go for it, man.
So here's the random rant, and this goes with, I just watched this video a little while ago. Pissed me off. Okay, so now Marvel Studios, Marvel Comics, the guys who do Spider-Man, all those motherfuckers, Thor,
right.
Iron Man, all that shit. Well, they're been very progressive lately, and like making Thor a woman and stuff like that. So their CEO obviously is going in that direction, right?
Okay.
Well, unfortunately, for the CEO of Marvel, the Trump didn't go to the presidential debate, which is another fucking story in itself, right there. I mean, the fucking guy was like, I can't handle one poopy. He's just a fucking.
Oh, he wouldn't go because Trump was there?
No. Trump didn't go to the debate.
Oh.
He boycotted the Fox debate because he didn't like one of the commentators that was running the debate, because he's a petulant little fuck it's all about him and his ego, right?
Right.
That's another thing with this hope. Tomorrow should be interesting because it is the. By the way, it is the 31st of July.
31st
January.
of July.
31st of July.
Hey.
You're
really off today, man.
Hey, fuck you. So anyway, it was pretty interesting, though, that he was. So Trump didn't go to that debate, but instead he had a fundraiser where the money that anybody donated went to a veterans charity, right?
Okay.
Well, I guess the Marvel CEO made the mistake of donating $1 million of his own money on his own time to the veterans charity that Trump was actually donating to, right?
Okay.
Well, now the social justice warriors, because obviously Trump's a racist and a sexist and a white male supremacist, they're saying that he should be fired as the CEO of Marvel for donating. First of all, he's donating to a veterans charity. It's not to Trump. For donating to something that Trump is associated with.
Oh, Jesus.
And supporting Christ. Donald Trump.
Why is everybody trying to go after people's livelihood?
Because it's a power thing. Because they want to replace. The guy Metokur has a very good philosophy. It's the replacement theory. Basically, they want to replace him with someone even more inclined, even though this guy's already inclined toward their deals, because he's doing things like making Spider-Man a black male or something like that, or a Latino male, some shit like that. They're all changing that shit up for no reason, just other than political correctness. Like Marvel Girl is now a Muslim Pakistani female or something like that. And so,
does she stay covered?
Whatever. I don't know. It'd be a Marvel if she didn't. Whatever. So yeah, they So basically, there's these people that are saying he should be fired. Like he's representing Donald Trump, and he's actually supporting something that Donald Trump supports. Therefore, he should lose his job. And it's psycho, because you do what you do on your own time, right?
Right.
You donate to whatever.
Well,
and even if he was donating to Trump's fucking election. Basically, he has every right to
It's his own personal money, right?
To
It's
do
not like
no,
it's company money,
not
right?
No, it's his money.
Well, that's ridiculous.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants to, but they're going to say no. They're basically saying you giving money to the wrong political party or the wrong fucking candidate can get you fired. Guess what that's going to have people do?
Let's control your votes. Let's control who you support.
Exactly. That's the scary part. These people think it's fun. Well, he represents people. No, don't.
It's like a union.
Just because he supports somebody's ideas in a survey doesn't mean he supports everything. And also, he has a right to support any ideas he wants to with his own money on his own time. But nope, they want to get him fired. So they're asking Marble to fire him. And I don't know what's going to happen with this.
I hope they don't, man.
If they do, then it's a fucking terrible, dangerous precedent. Because that means if you support a candidate that the quote unquote is not quote unquote the right candidate, which means is the one they want you to support, then you're going to lose your fucking job.
Yeah, that's some scary. Like I said, dude, it's like a union. Unions
like,
do shit
don't
like
vote
that.
for the Republican in the primary, or you'll lose your job. Oh, the Democrat won! Wow, what a free society. No, that's scary shit. That's called Gestapo, fucking Nazi, totalitarian regime type shit, man.
That's just what it is. Totalitarian. Yep, where they want to wipe out. You have the authoritarian who wants to kind of be in control, but then you have the totalitarian that wants to just obliterate anything that goes against them.
Because God forbid you believe something different, and if you do, you should be punished for it because your beliefs are wrong. And even if you or even if you donate to a celebrity who's supporting a certain, because the thing is he didn't even give the money to Trump. He gave the money to a veterans charity that Trump was trying to raise money for, while he was like trying to sabotage the Republican debate because Trump's an addict. Whatever you think about that, he wasn't even giving the money to him, but it was associated with him, so he should be fired.
Why are people so fucking? Wow, I hope
because it's the way people believe now, man. We live in that scary society.
At this. Is Marvel like looking at this?
I don't know if Marvel is or not. It's not. It's Marvel. Marvel
or whatever.
Marvel.
I don't read that shit, so I don't know.
But, Marvel comics. You always thought it was Marvel.
I thought it was Marble. Like Arby's. Remember Arby's? I don't know. I've never seen it written. But but that's this whole thing. Like that, somebody tried to do that to my brother too, because he's involved with like all that Oathkeeper stuff and whatnot. And I guess he was just saying how sometimes certain veterans can be, sort of systemized. They start picking up the kiss ass, keep it political. Basically anything who was ever in power they support. That kind of thing. So my brother was talking about that. Well, I guess this guy got in an argument with him, and the dude like tagged him on Facebook and like was telling people where my brother works. Actually, he had the place wrong, but the fact that he was like even going for his job like that, you know what I mean?
Of course, because God forbid that you have a different opinion, because that means there's something wrong with you morally that you'd have to believe differently.
Yes,
that's your problem. So you believe, because I obviously I'm the type, man. I don't give a shit. I mean, we have different beliefs in a lot of ways, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
We'll never see eye to eye on certain things, and that's fine. That's the way it should be. If it wasn't like that, then we wouldn't be different people. Right. But that's the thing. It's a groupthink, an individual mentality, and people eat it up, especially on the internet, where all these people have control, and they ruin. These people get into these places like Marvel and video games and atheists. Like there's Atheist Plus now. You know about that, right?
Atheist Plus.
Atheist Plus. This is one of the things that actually ruined the atheist community. Is basically. Actually, you know what? I do have something to show you, and we need to watch this, dude.
Okay.
So I'm actually going to expand myself. So this is basically going to be like the soapbox. Who knows what the fuck this is? It's just one of our segments. I mean,
it's kind of relevant to sort of what I want to talk about too. So
well, let me find this thing on YouTube. It's fucking
that's
hilarious.
fine. I'm just saying that what you're talking about is relevant to what I'm going to go into too, where people want to fucking control the way you do things. And
now this is on my one of my favorite guys, Sargon of Akkad thing, right?
Okay, this is him. Okay.
Yeah. So let's see videos. Let's see here.
You saved it.
Can you hear that?
No.
Maybe you'll hear it in a second. Oh. Didn't know if you could hear that in the background. That.
Oh no, I couldn't hear anything.
Let's see here. Where is that here?
Bring them up, man. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Muslims like feminism. Hold on.
All right. Typing man. Typing.
Okay. So feminism, feminists love Islamists is basically what this is called.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm bringing this up, so this is kind of the same thing with tomorrow. They get, well, Atheist Plus, basically, is a group of people who believe that there needs to be more, because the atheist quote-unquote community is full of sexist, racist, and homophobes, of course.
Okay.
So that they have the Atheist Plus is to think about atheism and the lack of God in the terms of an oppressed society. Like an oppressed...
Wait, what are these people sit around thinking about shit like this all day, dude?
Yes, that's what they think about, because it's about power. It's all it's about to them. So I want you to play this video for you.
Okay.
And you're gonna it's a song, and you're gonna fucking laugh your ass off. It's called "Feminists Love Islamists." And now the reason I'm playing this is because one of the head people in the atheist community linked this and laughed at it. His name is Richard Dawkins. You may have heard of him. I don't know.
That name does sound familiar.
He's a prominent figure in atheism. Well, he got banned from a conference on atheism and skepticism because he liked this video. Listen to this.
Wow.
I am an Islamist. I am a feminist. You might not think we have very much in common, but we share essentially the same ideology. And Muslims are oppressed just like every woman. I say haram. I say problematic. You say everything's triggering. And you say everything's unquranic, cause you are an Islamist. And you are a feminist. We have so very much in common. I say Islamophobia. I say misogyny. I blame the Jewish media. And I blame the patriarchy, cause I am a feminist. And I am an Islamist. A whiny pair of little spastics. You know what makes me feel like really marginalized, yeah? It is when ignorant people remind me that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam had sex with a little 9-year-old girl.
Mohammed had sex with a child? Oh, that's awesome! That means that every white, cisgendered, heteronormative pedophile here in the West is guilty of cultural appropriation! And that's the real societal problem!
Oh, yeah!
See, it's easy when you look at the world through problematic glasses.
Oh, who'd have thought that you and me would get along so well? I say social justice. I say jihad. I say slut walk. I say, oh, where is your hijab? Cause I am an Islamist. And I am a feminist. We have so very much in common. So, do you mind if I rape you now?
Oh, don't be silly. It's not rape when a Muslim does it.
That is a good one.
That's awesome.
Yes.
That's like, and it's funny because you're right. You know, normally they wouldn't get along, but actually they're very similar in their ideology.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. Well, Richard Dawkins, of course, was like, "Oh, this is funny." Well, he liked that, and so this conference decided to take him off.
Wow.
They basically decided to cancel his appearance. One of the preeminent
Do
thinkers.
the right thing, guys.
And they were saying, "Well, we don't want to sexist any because he liked this," which is obviously you can't talk about feminism. You can't talk about Muslims. You can't talk about Islam or feminism because it's racist. It's ridiculous. It's craziness. So
wow.
That's what happens with it's happening with everything. Atheism basically is like, well, because atheists are sexist and racist. It's crazy.
Wow, that's fucking off the wall, man.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that's going on right now is that they're trying to destroy every kind of, and most of the time what they're trying to do is they're trying to destroy things that a lot of guys like. All right,
Of course,
a lot of men are atheists. A lot of men are comic book lovers, video game lovers, fantasy, sci-fi lovers. They've actually succeeded infiltrating a lot of these, right? Places where they literally try to stop people from being published, like authors who vote for certain things. So they actually try to get their books unpublished, like their fantasy novels and stuff, because they believe differently.
Let's take food out of your mouth. This is your bread and butter, but we're going to take it away from you.
Power.
You don't believe what
yeah.
we
So
believe.
if you don't believe what we believe, you can lose your job. So guess what that means you need to do?
You need to acquiesce and suck the dick.
And believe what we believe, or else you just and you can't give money to anybody that you like. You have to prove it through what we approve you to give money to, which means nobody that we disagree with, or else we'll try to fire you. There's about the guy who was making a joke. There was a guy who was making a joke and yelled out the word nigger, and he was caught on camera. They found out who he was, looked up his job, called his job, and got him fired.
For yelling nigger in public when he's not on the clock.
Yep.
And yet they're gonna fucking try to. Oh, here we're gonna get your.
So
we're gonna take your
they
job
found who
away.
he is. So if you're on camera, that could happen to any of us, man. So we got to be careful.
Wow, dude, that's yeah. Well, see, this is this control shit I'm talking about, dude.
Yeah.
And my thing is a little more on a much smaller scale, obviously, but this is with this fucking experience project site. And like I said, if Eagle wasn't on there, I would fucking totally get off that bitch because it's annoying anyway. I mean, there's a million fucking Jay-Z jump around fucking pop-ups all over the place, that fuck up my screen reader that, or either that or make Internet Explorer stop working and all kinds of other weird shit. But here's the thing that really pissed me the fuck off, though. And there's so much censorship on that site. And, like, you actually probably saw me post this on Facebook, but I was going to try to post this on Experience Project as a question, too. But they wouldn't let me because it violated EP guidelines. Basically, all I said was, if you have a fetish, is it better to let it be known up front or wait till you're intimate with somebody before you bring that out? Well, I couldn't post it because they said that was a violation of EP's guidelines. And but what's funny, though, dude, is I see all these other posts, hey, any girls want to suck cock tonight? Or why are niggers so stupid? Things like that. Those are okay. Somehow those get past the guidelines. But my shit, where I'm just asking a general question, and it was completely tasteful. It was worded just the way I worded it just now.
Because it is a good question. Actually, that's something that I totally agree with you about. Like, why can't you ask that beforehand? If that's important to you, and regardless of why it's important to you, or whether you think that should be important to you, that's not your goddamn decision to make, right? Right. So if you think that's important to you, which in a sexual way, obviously certain things are, then you should let that person know early, or else a situation that you had would happen, and it's because you're trying to be adult and you don't want to hurt anybody.
Exactly. Well, and see, this was the thing.
Yeah.
I guess because, when I used to put it when I was on those dating sites, I've had a lot of people that were like, oh, you probably shouldn't put that, man. You can't be putting that stuff,
and so you
man.
Stopped.
Yeah, and then, well, the one I was with recently, I didn't meet off a dating site, but I just didn't. I figured, well, I won't mention it until later. And then I did, and, it became a problem, obviously, as you knew.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was something very important to you, regardless of why. Like I said, it doesn't matter. It only matters if it's important to you, and that's something. If it's important to you, then you should let it be known early so that you can get the bullshit out of the way. But see, that's the thing. You don't want to get the bullshit out of the way. No, you gotta bullshit your way into the relationship, then try to figure each other out.
Everything's about lies.
You're supposed to get emotionally involved first, and then know who the person is. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And then find out that he's a serial killer or something crazy.
Because that means you'll have a chance of getting with a lot more people. And so, because you'll have so many failed relationships because of getting with people, but they'll be good experience for you.
Oh, and God forbid they weed you out. You know what I'm saying? That's like the worst thing ever. Don't get weeded out.
No, don't get weeded out. You gotta have more possibilities. No, you want to weed people out so that the people that you're looking into are really interested. So going on a foot fetish site and meeting somebody there, be like, yeah, sweet. At least I know this. And that's probably, and I don't know if I'm wrong here. Correct me. Probably one of the most, if not the most important sexual things that you consider.
Yes, it is.
It's very important to you in that way. It's like it's almost like
I wouldn't date a chick who didn't have legs.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You wouldn't, and it's just like a lot of and don't come on, spastic people, don't get all pissed off because he doesn't give a shit if you won't date him because he can't see. Yeah, and I don't give a shit if you don't date me because I can't see very well either, or I can't drive, whatever.
I would rather.
Thank you for reading me out.
People out anyway.
Weed those people out exactly. So yes, I wouldn't date someone with no legs either. So fuck you, no-legged chicks.
So, but no, it's just funny because then I posted another question
over to your keyboard
later.
And complain on the internet later. I said no-legged chicks. If you have a problem with it, you can crawl over to your keyboard and complain about it on the internet.
Yeah, go ahead. Beep, 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 beep. Put the comments up.
Hoist yourself up onto your chair while using your strong-ass arms. And
just type it. No, type it with your toes.
You don't have any toes.
Well, that's right, because you don't have legs. Yeah. Shit. Type it with your stumps.
Your stump type.
Stump type, dude. But here's the thing that pissed me off, though, dude, because then I got mad and I posted a question about I love how the site tells you in one breath, that, oh, be yourself, and this is where people can come, and they don't feel like people are judging them and blah, 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 but yet they censor the fuck out of you. So it's like, okay, so on one hand, I'm supposed to be myself, but on another hand, I'm supposed to be censored. I'm like, this makes no sense, folks. And then, dude, all the ep sheeple start coming out and going, it's like that in any community. You have to follow the guidelines. And I actually had one guy, dude, that I was going back and forth with who was like, hey, it's free. Quit crying. And so him and I were kind of going at it.
Yeah, it's free, but your idea is about saying, you can use the word nigger, which is nothing wrong with that in my opinion. I believe you should be able to say whatever you want to.
No, but one thing gets through and another doesn't.
And
that's what I don't like.
Did they give you a reason as to why that didn't go through?
No, it just said the wording in the question violates the EP guidelines, which is funny because fuck, you should read some of Eagle's stories, dude. She's always cussing and saying offensive shit, and all my stories get flagged every time, dude. Even when I say fuck or just if I'm just making a point and I'm not, it's nothing sexual.
So other people say it all the time, but you're the one that gets flagged for it.
I seem to be the only one getting flagged for it. Yeah. It's just,
I wonder if you're a guy because you're a guy.
That went through my head, dude. It could be because I'm a male, and if I say fuck or shit, it must mean something violent. You know what I'm saying?
Or something, but so she doesn't get. You read the curse words all the time on there.
Oh yeah. Oh god, dude. Her stories are full of. She has one that says I use the word nigger. That's one of her stories.
Can you tell when another person's thing's been flagged?
I can't tell unless they tell me. And as far as I know, I think I had asked her that one time. Okay. I was like, does any of your shit ever get flagged? And she was like, not really. Where mine, once an EP team member reads over the story and figures out that it's not something, promoting hate or, selling something or spamming something or they have like a whole thing. Or if it's something, sexually, causing to arouse or whatever, then they'll restore the content, and then I'll get a message that says your content's been restored. But the fact that they're even stopping me, you know what I'm saying, every time that I write something and
they're probably doing that. Well, they're probably doing that to everybody, but then they look it over and then don't do anything about it. So it's probably not just you. I
got to ask her if they've ever actually, done that with her.
Yeah, because she might think flagging is like, they've like actually stopping something from being like the one you actually got stopped. Like you actually had something stopped where they won't publish it now.
Yeah, there was. Well, one time I wrote something called "Fuck EP's Guidelines." That one they wouldn't let me post, but I understand that. But all the other stuff that I put up, it's all been good. But yeah, the fact that I'll type this fucking story out and then I'll post it, and then all of a sudden I get a message in my inbox from EP Ally, who's this I guess she's like the Tom of MySpace for Experience Project, and it's like your story contains some words that. If you want to appeal this, click appeal. So then you have to click appeal, and then, all this other bullshit, and then a team member reviews it, and if it's nothing horrible, then they'll it'll be restored.
Well, it is true it's a free site, so you can go other places, obviously. So you might have to go other places, dude.
Yeah, well, dude, like I said, the only reason I'm on there is because of Eagle. If she were to leave, if she were to write me tomorrow and say, hey, I'm getting off this site, I don't want to be on here anymore, I'd fucking leave too. That's the only reason I'm on there, really, just to talk to her. Wow. I just do the other stuff to pass the time, really. The questions and the stories and the shit.
Mm-hmm. So that's funny that got flagged. But nothing, other things don't. But you've seen other things that have been on there for a good long while that are really offensive, right?
Oh God, yes, dude.
Like sucking cock and stuff like that. And
dude, there was one story where a guy was talking about having sex with his 9-year-old cousin.
And it's still on there.
I'm like, what the fuck? And like I said, some of the questions are pretty off the wall. I forgot what the one guy wanted. It was a question he posted, and he said, any girls want to do something? Basically, I think what it meant was like shove their finger up his ass or do something off the wall, some weird sexual thing. So, yeah, man, that's just it. But the fact that all these little fucking EP soldiers like fucking rush to their aid, we're like, hey! This is a good site.
It's their turf. It's their turf, man.
It is, dude. They really act like that's talk about our fucking turf like that. It's like gangs, dude. It's pretty scary.
And by the way, there is a new site. It's a new site for people who, if someone says something mean to them or sexist to them or racist, you can go there. and you can get people to like tell you how good you are and tell you tell you that they support you. It's
what?
Like iHeartSomething.com, like HeartTube or Heart something like that. Or
I want to stay the fuck off that site.
Yeah, it's basically a site where you can go, oh well, somebody today said I was fat, and some people can go, well, you're a good person, and you know, it's basically just a pat on the back place where people who, you know, oh my God, life is so hard, where there's no sexism or racism or anything there, and blah blah blah. It's
Well, see, and that's it too, man. You know, I wonder, because a lot of people that are on that site are like socially awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, dude, if it's like, you know, where me, I'm not. You know, and you hear a lot of my stories are pretty fucking straightforward. You know, and you know, kind of funny or whatever. You know, typical shit like I would talk about. You know,
yeah.
So I'm just wondering maybe if that has something to do with it. Like, you know, I'm a cis male that's, you know, that they want to watch, you know, like they got me on a watch or something. I mean,
you're dangerous, dude. You're a predator because you've got that male testosterone in your words and your violent fucking words. Because words can now be violent. Violent words.
Oh man, I got hit by a fuck today, dude.
I got hit by a blindo, dude. Someone said they felt good about me being an inspiration and hurt my soul, dude.
Oh man,
they kicked my mental balls, like with their mental
ouchies,
word.
Bouchies, dude. Did you have to like fucking go home and soak your head in ice?
I did. It was terrible, dude. It was a horrible fucking experience, man. And I'm gonna actually go and get the CEO of the company that makes balls, like probably a Spalding. They make basketballs and soccer balls. Well, when I look at a soccer ball, it reminds me of how I'm mentally. Someone's called me a poopy face and kicked me in my mental balls. So I want to fire the CEO of that company for causing me to feel bad for a moment there. And that's the Spalding company, because they make balls, and balls are bad. Saying the word is horrible too. And thinking of your bald head, your shiny, bald, round head, makes me think about my mental testicle being jabbed by a word.
Ow, man! I you know what? I feel your pain, dude. I bleed just thinking about it. You know,
mentally, my balls are spraying blood like a water balloon that has a small leak that's spraying out from a child's desperate hands that tries to save the remaining playtime of its summer innocence with its
damn.
Whatever. All right, so.
Well, now I got a little SMJ.
You got
man.
A what?
Yeah.
No, you don't. Man. You don't.
I do. This is me getting kicked in my mental balls.
Don't worry, blind man. I'm here. I'm gonna save you. Just hold on.
Yeah, it's that time again.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
SMJ Report.
Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from danger. Gotta save that blind man. Gotta save him from strangers.
Okay. Now this isn't really like SMJ, like somebody trying to be helpful. It's actually kind of the opposite of like somebody thinking that they and I've had this happen on more than just one on Experience Project, but the most recent happened on Experience Project.
Okay.
And I responded to a question. Actually, the guy's question is, would you date somebody with a facial deformity? And so I responded and I said, yeah, well, I'm blind, so obviously that really wouldn't bother me. So his response back to me was, if you're blind, then how are you using a computer? You know, like he just uncovered some fucking major evidence of the Green River Killer case.
Like, wait a second. If you're blind, how are you using a computer? This is 1981, man. And go ahead.
Don't you try to pull that one over on
I see
me,
what he's doing. He's trying to play the sympathy card there. I get it. I get it now.
Well, you know what? And here's the thing. When people pump themselves up online, isn't it always like, you know, I'm an accountant, I can bench press a Volkswagen with my tongue, you know, I'm badass, right? Who decides to take something like blindness as a pussy getter online? You know what I'm saying?
Some people do. Hey, it probably does work in some ways for you, man. But I mean, I don't understand why do you think it's a pussy getter? Where is that coming from?
Well, that's the point. Why would somebody, you know, go through all the trouble of lying and telling people they're blind?
Oh, because well, some people actually think they're blind when they're not. You've heard of that new thing, right?
Where they try to blind themselves?
Well, yeah, they actually think they're a blind person in a sighted person's body, so they actually say they're blind even though they're not. But this is the idea, like, because he came off as sounding like accusing, like
right, accusatory,
yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
So what did he say? Did he respond?
Oh, and then I said, well, Detective McSleuth, it is 2016, and there is a thing called assistive technology. I use a program called JAWS, And so then he writes back and he goes, so you're cheating. And I was like, so you're fucking stupid and can't understand what I'm trying to say.
Where was this on EP too?
Yep, it was on there too. And then he writes back and he goes, I was joking, man, just chill out. And I was like, well, I didn't see the humor. I thought it was pretty stupid. And he was like, of course you didn't see it, you're blind. So, yeah. And then I said, well, I'd rather be blind than retarded any day, my friend. And he was like, oh, so you think you're superior over retards? And so then I wrote back.
Oh God! Now see that's the thing. The social justice. Oh, so you think you're yeah? I am intellectually. I am. That's why they're called retards.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Intellectually,
where you are socially superior. You're superior because you are sighted. You
exactly.
Can see.
You are superior in the visual department. I am superior in the intellectual department. Okay.
Right.
That's why I'm calling you a retard and why you're calling me blind, or I'm calling myself blind. So maybe you should be honest with yourself like I am and call yourself a retard.
Yeah, that might help you.
Seriously, I bet I would love to see. Especially with that retard thing, you know, I would love to see a retard. I'm retarded. Like I am. I'm sorry. I'm not as smart as most people. Well, you're not. Good. Okay, great. You understand that. Doesn't change your worth. It doesn't change your worth as a human being because you might be a really good person who's not that smart.
Right.
Like, we know people that aren't that smart that are good people and I'd fucking piss on an intellectual who's with a bad heart. Then keep the fucking not so smart person around who actually is a good person. So
right.
Just because that's the thing. See, the real people who judge these people are the ones who are the ones judging them. Don't call him retarded. Well, why? Can he handle it?
Yeah, why? Because you think he's a retard?
Yeah, it's because you do. Because you have a problem with it? Because you want him to think of him that way? So you're going to focus everybody on not saying a certain word in front of the retard, even though the retard's there going, well, I get I am retarded. Yeah. See, how about you just treat people like people, and then if you say the word retarded, it is a descriptor. Like idiot. Idiot used to mean village idiot. It's the same thing as retard. Because idiot used to mean retard. It's just a different word.
Idiot's worse than retard, I've heard, dude.
Well, whatever.
I think they had like mental levels, you know what I'm saying? An idiot was the lowest, next was moron, then was retard, or something like that, dude.
Oh, that must be, yeah, whatever. I don't know if that can't be some official fucking...
It's old shit now. It's like how it used to be.
Well, moron, you're a moron. See, that's the thing. Moron is still usable. Why? It means the same thing. It's just a word describing stupid, okay?
Right.
So fucking get over yourselves.
And some people are stupid.
You've got to control your goddamn thoughts. It's fucking ridiculous. So he said, now you think you're better than retard? What did you say to that? Because I know you said something.
Oh, I said so. Yeah, I was like, well, actually, I said you obviously think you're superior over blind people. I said when you wrote what you wrote, you know, it was accusatory, and you thought you were going to catch me in some big lie. Well, guess what? I am really blind. Now you look like an idiot. And then he didn't respond back, dude. So that was it. But that's not the first time that's happened to me, man. I've had it happen in a few Facebook groups.
Yeah, that's definitely, see, that is legitimate SMJ-ery right there. Yeah. Sometimes you come out with that, you know, because I have a tendency, and I know you've noticed a tendency when we do these SMJs, I have a tendency to not necessarily play devil's advocate because I believe what I'm thinking, so it's not like I'm playing anything. Right. But I have a tendency to be like, wait just a second, right? No.
Well, I like that, though, man, because, you know, I want to see.
But you know. this time, no. This is straight up SMJ. This is the essential SMJ. This is SMJ distilled in a fucking little perfume bottle that's been sprayed in your fucking face, dude. This is because that's like seriously. Oh well, this is the epitome of what it is, and it's why it gets frustrating, and it's why it's the same thing as any other assumptions about a group. Yeah. Is that it's ridiculous, I mean, especially now. Just think a moment. Oh, you want a computer?
Well, wait a minute now. Like, what's the big thing, dude? What does everybody love now? Siri. Everybody knows Siri.
That's what I'm saying. How can people even say this at this point? Because they are fucking retarded, is why.
Exactly. So, and they're showing how fucking retarded in the dark they really are.
And then when you point it out, they're like, well, I was just joking.
Well, actually, one guy in one Facebook group, he did... Because a few other people jumped his shit too, dude. And he was like, I'm sorry, it wasn't worded right. I didn't mean it that way. I was just wondering, that's all. You know, so in that case, he caught himself. But I had another chick, actually, on a dating site back in the day, who I said something to her in a message. Yeah, you know, I'm blind, whatever. And she wrote back, she was like, well, if you're blind, then how the fuck did you write this message? So, you know, it's like I would have got away with it had it been for you, meddling little fuckers.
Seriously. Like, you're trying. Well, that's the thing, though. And the scary part is, man, is that that's how our society is, where people are suspicious of people claiming disabilities because people actually think that if you have a disability,
It's
you
a
know
good
what?
thing.
Fuck it. This is my here's a soapbox sandwich right out of the blue right here, dude. Because I assume you're done with is that your SMJ
that's
basically?
pretty much done with that,
Well, this
yeah.
is my soapbox sandwich of the week, man. It is now preferred and looked upon with positivity to be disabled or have a disability.
Oh, dude, how about those people that have more than one disability?
Oh, but
like,
they're-
I'm
well,
autistic, I have ADHD,
Yes.
I've got HIV.
And everybody has it. All their kids have it. You know how many times I get people calling in going, well, it looks like your son spent $400 on games. He doesn't know any better. He's autistic. He has ADHD. No, then if he does, then you don't allow him to buy shit. But he doesn't
Right.
because
It's like, oh, well, why does your son have the keys to the car? He's blind.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't know any better. Can't see.
So basically, this is my soapbox sandwich of the week. I'm just throwing it in here. It's an impromptu fucking peanut butter and jelly soapbox sandwich. It's one
Sounds
you make.
good.
Yeah.
Throw them together real
We'll
quick.
throw them together real quick, basically. PB&J fucking soapbox, which is, it's so common in our side. Like, oh, well, what are you trying to say? You're disabled? Yeah, I am. And it comes back to self-righteousness, man. The addictive victimitis, dude. It comes back to that too, because it's like, yeah, see, I'm disabled, so I have it hard, and it's wrong. So now it's better, and people are suspicious that you aren't. It used to be that you had to prove what you could do. Now you have to prove what you can't to legitimize yourself.
Isn't that some shit?
Yes.
Like, oh no, really, I am blind. Like,
I am blind. Oh, you are? Oh, wow, you are blind. So now you can be an inspiration. Because before, I was wondering if you were trying to lie so you can get that fake inspiration and that fake pat on the back because you've been through stuff. Because everybody's disabled. Everyone has a problem. Well, I've got chronic fucking depressive multiplication fucking complex disorder, and I've got fucking arithmeticatitis where I can't look at numbers without pissing myself and shitting on my dog's face. Nobody else's face. I see a number, I just go to my dog, ram its face in my butt, and shit down its nuzzle. Call it a chili dog. It's a chili dog syndrome.
actually, it's funny, dude. Quick story about faking. There was this. This was years ago when I was little. They were building this house behind my house, you know, and I used to go over there and watch them work on it, and I kind of got to know the people and everything. Well, they had this electrician there, and he was putting in some lights or something in the kitchen, and I guess I didn't hear, he wasn't stuttering at first, you know, when I heard him talking. But then when I guess something, he you know, shocked himself or did some shit. And he was like, fuck. And I thought he was just fucking around. You know, like how they do on cartoons when people get, you know, shocked or zapped or whatever.
Shit.
And so then he kept doing it the whole time when he was talking, you know, like then I would notice that he was stuttering all the time. So later I asked the lady, I said, hey, does that guy, the electrician guy, I was like, well, why does he stutter like that? She's like, well, he stutters. That's what he does. She was like, funny enough, he thought you were faking the being blind. So here it was. We both thought each other were faking.
Yeah, like you're faking because you actually moved around well. That's
That was his question.
But
'cause he's
still,
like,
back
how's he
then
get
it
over
was like, why would he do such a thing? Now it's like, I know why he's doing that, because he wants to look like he's better. Because you know what? When you're disabled, you are better. You're better than everyone else because you have you have to climb over obstacles. So I've got fucking pectoral blockomatitis, man, where sometimes my arms get tired when I lift things.
I've been through some shit.
Yeah, sometimes when I lift heavy things, my arms get tired. I've got lift-a-harmatitis. Oh, it's so hard for me because when I lift something that's heavy, my arms burn. Yeah, everyone else's do
that's
too.
nothing, man.
No, not like mine. Mine burn more because you're out of shape. Yeah, I know. It's because I fucking have low blood sugar. See, it's all the
I
same
got itchy
shit.
backatitis, man. Like
Yeah.
my back always itches and shit, you know, and I always have to scratch it, dude.
Yep.
And
So
therefore,
that's the thing. You were trying to get fake brownie points, man. You need to start hiding it, dude. You need to start hiding your blindness because you're blind privilege. You're gonna be blind privileged soon, man. Where people are gonna start thinking you're a better person because people already do think you're a better quote unquote saintly person.
you know what, dude? All right, let's go there, dude. There was something else that happened this week, and this is kind of along the SMJ lines too.
This is
man.
like an PBSMJ. This is PBSMJ sandwich, dude. We have no idea what this segment is. This is like a fucking smorgasbord, dude.
Very impromptu shit. Yeah, just kind of
Well,
slaps you in the head.
Whatever.
But anyway, we had this, and Kraken will tell you, there are these people at some of these meetings that get real ass hurt when I don't remember them or don't know who they are.
Yeah, you said that before, yeah.
And so this one lady comes over to me. Now, I didn't know who she was at first. She was like, hey, so you have a Facebook? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, I found your Facebook, and I sent you a friend request. And I was like, oh, really? She's like, yeah, does somebody maintain that for you? And I was like, no, actually, I maintain my own Facebook. And she's like, oh, well, I did send you a friend request. And I'm thinking back, I do remember some person, that I didn't fucking know, so I didn't add them. And I said, well, I usually don't add people I don't know. She's like, but you do know me. And I was like, where do I know you from? She's like, we sat together at the table one time. And finally, I did remember who she was, but it took a while. And it's like, okay, wait, so I'm too fucking retarded to maintain my own Facebook page, but God damn it, I better use my Super McBlindo powers to remember who you are.
Yeah, because you have a fucking Super McBlindo memory because you can't see, so that part of your memory is like that means the
chances are higher.
The files in your head are smaller, so you can store more of them.
Yeah,
because you don't have the visual component of them, so they're smaller.
Yeah. Well, no. God knew he was going to make me blind, so he said, you know what? We're going to give him super big.
We're going to fill in the blank. We're going to fill in the blank spaces with other abilities.
Dude, I hear that shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
If you're blind, man, isn't your hearing like super extra sensitive, man?
Well, it is not because it is, but because you have to.
Pay more attention to it. That's all.
So maybe you do pay more. You should have remembered her. You should have remembered her.
I know.
But actually, no, you didn't, because you've got Rick to block the dictatitis, which caused you to have memories. You don't remember faces and names very well.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Having disabilities, man, is the key, man, now. It's not about your abilities, it's about what you can't do.
Right, exactly.
Because that gets you more sympathy and allows you to feel morally superior because you have to have a struggle more than normal everybody else, even though everyone else and their mother has a disability now.
Right. Well, there's supposed to be some fake-ass shit, because, God knows when he fucks you up, he does something else. It's kind of like, hey, man, I screwed up, man. I didn't put the biscuits in, so I'm going to give you an extra dessert with this, okay?
Pretty much, yep.
So, yeah. So that was another thing that happened this week. I almost forgot about that, too.
All right, so now I guess we're almost up to shrink wrap, huh?
I got a little shrink wrap.
So we got a little shrink wrap.
We analyze,
Rap.
antagonize,
Antagonize. We rap and trap, and we blip, blap, blippity, boo. All right, shrink wrap. So here we go.
All right, so this is kind of with Kraken, and I'm not doing I'm telling your daddy or anything. I'm just kind of venting a little bit, man. But, it seems like lately, I mean, I know working two jobs is a son of a bitch, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think he's really, wishing he had more young guy time, more 22, 23-year-old time, to hang out with the homies and do friend shit and girlfriend
which
shit.
Which is expected. Yeah.
Which I understand. Well, it's kind of funny, dude, because, well, I'll get to that in a second. But, like, a few weeks ago, I know he had asked me, he said, we had the event we usually do on the first Tuesday of the month. Mm-hmm. And it's in a casino. So he's like, hey, man, do you think I can get you set up and then, like, I could just leave and then I'll just work off the hours sometime in the week? And I'm thinking, well, dude, it's in a casino, man, and I kind of need you, to let me know, when people are coming up to the table, and you're kind of needed here, dude. And I was like, well, what's the deal? I thought, maybe it was something major, like his mom was sick or was stuck at work or some bullshit like that. He was like, well, it's my buddy's only night off, man, and I'm really not going to get time to hang out with him otherwise. And I'm thinking, hey, dude, this is work. You can't just fucking, I'm a cool boss. I actually had to give him that some bosses won't let you get away with that shit speech of last week, dude.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to we don't have to get too much detail about it, because...
Yeah, no. But these are just some... Or like last week, I kind of needed him on Thursday, and he was telling me, well, that's usually the time he hangs out with his girlfriend, and she won't take it well if he has to work. And I'm thinking, well, what if I was an asshole boss that was like, hey... you're working today.
You're going to be here anyways. It's your obligation. Well, most places. So he's kind of like taking a little bit of the granted.
Yeah, a little bit. And that's, well, and here's the thing. I think this is why it fucks with me so bad. Because, I mean, not to be like, when I was your age, but when I was his age, you remember, we were roommates.
You were dying to get a job.
Dude, I would have loved to have two jobs to go to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were happy with that one that you had that was terrible. That, like, if you had that job now, you'd be like, oh god, like that fucking telemarketing shit.
Oh
you were doing.
Jesus, yes.
But you were like, yeah, I got a job, and you were like there, and you went, and you were happy. When you got off work, you're like, yeah, I'm a working dude, man. And I was like, yeah, because Graf and I are big.
Yeah, you guys come pick me up and shit.
G Motors would come pick us up, and that was when I was already working, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you had a job.
That was when I first. Yeah, that was when I first. That was that first. I think that first September I did have a job actually. That was 98, wasn't it? Or was it 99?
Yep, 98.
No, that's right. You were like, yeah, so we all had jobs. We're like, yeah, we're all Friday. I remember a couple Friday afternoons. You're like, I worked all week, yeah, and.
Yep. Oh, dude, and I was happy to go. Like some days I'd work Saturdays. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, that's when you guys would
you
usually pick me up
about a month
Saturday afternoons.
And then you had it for a month, and then they let you go. What the fuck? I forgot what happened to that.
Oh yeah, well it was getting shady, and the guy said, "Hey, take a few days off," and I'm like, for what?" Because when I got there, nobody was there. It was like me and two other guys.
Yeah.
And then I was like, something shady's going on. And then of course my boss, remember that scummy fucker Adam, the tweaker? He called me and he was like, "Hey man. We're not paying anybody hourly salaries anymore. We're just doing commissions. But if you sell like 2 things, you could make like more than your salary." And I was like, no.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. Because you were getting paid for a bit. You got a couple paychecks, right?
Oh yeah. I was actually getting an hourly salary.
That's right. So when you were juiced about that, but yeah, so it's just another that's take it for granted thing. Like, well, you have a job, man. A lot of people don't, especially So yeah, I can see where you're coming from. Obviously he's going to be have a.
Well, I mean, okay, I know you want to do things with your buddies, but it's like, hey, dude, welcome to adulthood. I mean, it's evil, it's mean, but this is what has to happen,
and it's just another one of those times where you have to remember that regardless of how wise and intelligent he is, because he's a smart dude.
I know, that's what fucks me up.
But so you have to keep in mind that sometimes he just doesn't have the perspective that you think he does sometimes.
I know. Well, that's what's so amazing. In other cases, he has way more perspective, sometimes more than me.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where he'll do shit like that, and I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. You're like, come on, man. I mean, obviously, if I didn't need you, it would be fine. Now, whatever you did, we don't know the specifics of it, but still, just.
That's it. Just like, just trying to, get out of working sometimes, like, yeah, man, well, because he was like, well, could I come in Friday instead? And I'm like, well, Friday I don't really have anything, and Thursday's the busy day when I've got 2 events, and I really could use you. And he was like, yeah, but, I don't know if my girlfriend's going to take it well, and I'm thinking, hey, most bosses wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how your girlfriend if she doesn't take it well, then maybe you need to smack her in the fucking head, although I don't think, obviously, that she's probably not, she probably would be fine with it. It's probably just him being like, I don't know, because that's happened before, man, where I hate when people do that, where it's like, he might be upset about it, and he won't be, like, or she won't be, and they make their person look unreasonable to start to get their way, like, I bet she'll be pissed off, when she's probably like, you have to work, we'll deal, we'll work around it, when he's like, I don't want to work, so I'm going to make her look.
I'm trying to get out of work, honey, stop fucking it up for me.
God damn it, you got to be pissed off, so, whatever, either way, I mean, if it is that way, that's unreasonable on anybody else's part to do.
Yeah,
but that is.
I do keep in mind she's like 19 or something.
Yeah, and you have a very good relationship. You trust, and so that it's not like he's like give him an inch, taking a mile, but it just happens that way. Human nature does kind of lean you toward actually kind of pulling more and getting away with as much as you can. It's just the way it is, because it's like not it's nothing against you or respect for you or anything. It's more just like, well, it's kind of like taking it for granted. Like, okay, well. He let me do it one time, well, that's not that important.
He's juggling, too, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he's pretty fucking run down from working 2 jobs, and, that's tough, I understand. But, at the same time, homie, you got to do what you got to do,
It's tough, but it's not like he's working 80 hours. He's only.
Well, and we do have a cake-ass job, dude.
Yeah, and it's not like he's working 80. He's working the normal hours a week that everybody works, but he's just working 2 of them, like split up. So whatever whatever, that's still not like I'm working 700 hours a week. I have no time. You do. You just want different times than what you have that works out for you. So you have to adjust that yourself or deal with it, right?
Well, yeah, it's the whole thing of, well, my friends are doing this tonight, and I can't do it because I got to work. And it's like, well, too fucking bad.
It's kind of funny. I get a schedule every, 2 or 3 months. I get a fucking schedule change in this job. And I'm like, well, whatever. I'll deal.
Yeah. Well, it has to,
Well,
here's the other thing, though, and I'm going to have to talk to him about this, because if I can try to get him more hours, which I may try to do, then he better be on board with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, dude, if I go to the mat for you and go get you more hours, then no trying to get out of shit. You know, you better fucking love this shit.
Well,
you know,
of course, you know, this is my advice. You have to make sure he does want the more hours. You know,
well, that's from how he was talking. Because for a long time, he's like, man, I wish I could have more hours in this job, man. You know, because the other place, you know, he doesn't really like the other place too much, but he just
probably because it's full of people who are sorry, give my self-righteous voice on. People who are just stupid and shallow, and there's all this, you know, blah, and I get stupid, blah, and they ask for Miller Lite instead of the Bouquois Duclay beer that I fucking like. And
that's his shit.
They fucking eat their wings and leave messages, and they yell, and they watch sports, which are beneath me because I read and lookity-doo. And
yeah, you got it. That's him, man.
I know.
So
yeah, but it's true.
It's
an age gap, but it's an age gap, but it's also a human nature gap. And if he probably knows, he's probably like, all right, if you probably bring it up and just say something, you know, make it say, hey, you know what, dude, just don't, you know, just do what you do. This, I need you at these days, and if there wasn't a reason I didn't, then I wouldn't.
Right, exactly. Well, it's like, hey, dude, you know, you are important. People aren't gonna see. That's the other thing from that generation, dude. It's almost like they got to be stroked all the time and told they're doing a good job.
Yeah, they got to be, because that's what they're because it's self-esteem generation, man.
Fucking
it's
hey,
like,
man. Like I tell him, I'm like, dude, you know, you're very necessary for me, man. And he's like, yeah, but sometimes I think that's part of it too, dude. He just doesn't feel, you know, that our work, you know, and I get that way sometimes too, that people don't take us seriously or whatever, but. Fuck them. We're here to do a job, and we're doing it to the best of our ability. You know.
I work for a fucking customer. Give me a break. It's entertainment. I work for an entertainment company. So the point is, like you do what you do to pay your bills, and that's what you're doing. You pay your bills. If you enjoy it, that's great. That's a bonus. But most people don't. It's still work, even when you do enjoy it. Some days you're like, fuck, I don't want to go into work. But
you know, I mean, you got to make your own rewards, man. You know, the rewards aren't explicit sometimes. It's like you got to feel like, damn, well, I just got that person hooked up with the program. Cool. You know, that's all. You got to find them where you can, man. You know?
Exactly. You have to find them where you can. You got to, if you have it, then enjoy it. Because once you don't have it, because remember, for a long motherfucking time, you know, this perspective, Kraken was like, I need a job. And now it's like, oh, well, I don't want to work, you know, because it's perspective. It's, like I said, take it for granted. It's the now I'm used to it syndrome, where it's like, fuck, you know, it's like whenever you get a new job,
where one time he would have done anything for a job, right?
It's like, and it's the same thing with the training. Like it's always happens where, like, when you're in a new job, like, yeah, and we're gonna be doing this and this, and then you get to the job, and a month later, like, fuck, I gotta work. God damn,
this shit's boring.
Yep.
You know,
it's the same way. It's human nature. Just fucking human nature.
That's crazy. Well, that's why, like, even when we were what you call it, when we were roommates, that's why I went to work at the camp, dude. Because I had to do something. I was going fucking.
You were going batshit. You needed to get the fuck out of there and had to feel like you were actually being productive, because you're like, I went through all this fucking work, going through all these classes and doing all this shit for nothing, which you kind of did.
Which I kind of did.
But not nothing. No, it was an experience, and you learned an experience.
Well, no, I'm glad I got the experience. And then now, I guess, with the job I got, maybe if I didn't have this degree, I may not have been, you know, chosen for it. You know what I'm saying?
You may not, because it is actually a degree that fits what you do.
It is, man.
So life works out that way. So, Kraken, I know you're not listening because you don't have the time.
Yeah, you're hanging out with a girlfriend or friends.
Just fucking bite it up, and I would actually, you know, obviously, you know, you can talk to her about this shit and say, hey, listen, man, come on, man. I mean, I wouldn't. You're making me feel bad about shit that I shouldn't feel bad about, because I want you to enjoy your life and stuff, but I have to do this. This is unfortunately the day that I have to do this, so schedule it for that day. And
right, and that's why you're here. You're here to be my assistant, you know.
So if you don't like the day that I'm doing it, then talk to me 2 weeks before and say, hey, can you try to schedule this on a Friday or something instead?
Well, and a lot of things are planned way out, dude. Like some of the shit that we had was planned several months ago. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So it's just a young thing, and like I said, we tend to, and it's a testament to the Kraken in that we tend to overestimate and forget his years. And regardless of it's a superiority thing about, yes, we're older and wiser. It's just a fucking fact. In some ways, we simply are. And I used to remember, man, when I was in my early 20s, like, my dad would tell me shit, and I'd be like, oh, what about you? You do this too. And I'm like, he's like, I'm not talking about me. I know more than you. And I'd be like,
you didn't like that.
And now I look back and go, he was fucking totally right.
Well, but that's how it is.
It's just the way it is. It's just the way
You're
it is.
like,
And
I'm
some-
20-something. I know it all. Fuck
And it's
you.
not everything, but if you're reasonably intelligent and you've lived a long time and you're almost twice as old as somebody else and you're reasonably intelligent, there are some things you are just going to know more and be more assured about and be more wise about than that person. If you're not at that age, then something's wrong with you. If there are some ways that we weren't wiser and more and more, mature and just more knowledgeable and just better equipped to handle than a 22-year-old, regardless of how smart he is, then there is something wrong with us.
Oh yeah, no question.
And I know it, and I know I am in some ways. I just know it. In this case, we both are, because you're like, oh, come on, man.
Well, I know one day he was in one of his moods, and I tried to be positive, and I said something. He was like, "Gee, thanks, Dad."
I would have been like, motherfucker, stay. Know your boundaries, still employee.
Oh, I fuck with him about that sometimes when he tries to get smart. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you don't want a paycheck then.
Seriously,
but
just
but
a
it's all in
reminder.
fun, man. It's
Yeah, it is in fun, but there is a line that has to be kept too. Obviously.
Oh yeah.
And so that's the thing, taking it for granted, and being, whatever.
I try to be the cool boss, man. But
and that's the young thing too is when you're so sure of you're right and when you got it, and that's the thing, you don't realize till later how fucking wrong you are about shit. And even at 22, you start to realize that, but you still think, God, I'm so right, and then you're like 5 years later, like, wait a second. No, I was so wrong about that. See that, and that's just you stumble and you fall more. That's the thing. That's why we're wiser, because we fell more than he has.
That's what I'm saying. We've gone through some shit already.
We've fallen on our faces more and been humiliated and felt ridiculous and made mistakes more. And we've also had different kinds of success too. So it's not just that.
Oh yeah.
And it's nothing to do with him as it's just the way it is. It's a fact. If you are this age, if you're almost or 40 and you look at a 22-year-old and there aren't some ways that you are more mature than that 22-year-old. You need to look in yourself in the mirror and figure out why not.
And you got problems.
And it is that way. It's that perspective thing. It's all perspective, and that's one of the ways he's not. And then so.
Hey man, it is
what it is. And that's pretty much it. But it is what it is too. Right now, I think.
Yeah.
So I think it's about that time, dude.
Yep. We got another show under the belt.
Yes, and it's the 31st of January. Another show. Decent show. Got some. I had more than I thought I did. I was like, and then I
broke you out of your confinement, man.
You chipped away my shell, Yeah. You chipped away that barrier that was blocking my openness. And now I'm gonna get fired because I was open and said my fucking views correctly. Thank you, dickface. Social warrior, short warrior gonna get me. So I guess this is the last show because I'll be unemployed with that internet. But anyway. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches. Fuck you and see you next time. Nothing sacred, bitches.